Hey there, I am Bullock. I am your English teacher for English 10, and I know what you're thinking. And it's not because I'm a psychic. Psychics are not real. It's one of the most important lessons you will learn in my class. But it's because I've been teaching for years, and I know how teenagers think, okay? You're thinking, this Bullock guy reminds me of somebody from a movie or a TV show, and you're right. The correct answer is Chicken Man from Toy Story 2, okay? So if you had C, Chicken Man, for question number 1, you get a point. So thanks for checking in on this introductory video. I've made this because your English 10 class this year is going to be different from pretty much any other English class you have ever taken. It's because while it is true that I am the best English teacher you are ever going to have, I am not going to stand up at the front of the room and teach to the whole class the whole time. Instead, this is a class that is going to move at your pace, and the instruction is going to be primarily online or one-on-one. By the way, we did answer question number 2, and the answer is D, Bullock. For me, of course, it was Lisa Haynes Wright, but you're probably not going to go to Bullock College. I've come to accept that. So, yeah, moving at your speed, individualized learning and instruction. Do you need some extra time in order to understand a particular concept? Yes. You don't have to worry that I will have moved on and forgotten about you, left behind. Do you want to work ahead because you're catching on to things? Absolutely, go ahead and work ahead. Everything for the semester is already on the Google Classroom. Now, you know about the Google Classroom because that's how you got here. You went to About and you clicked on the link for this video, and now you are watching it. Do you like how I just summarized the last 5 minutes of your life? Okay, so every single assignment basically comes with a Google Doc that you will fill out and submit through the Google Classroom. And that does mean, by the way, that we got the answer for question number 3, which is B, Google Classroom, although I would also have accepted E, all of the above. And it's going to work because this class is kind of structured like a video game, not in the sense that you don't have to take it seriously, although I know some of you take your video gaming very seriously, but rather in the sense that you have quests that you need to go on. There are 3 mandatory quests per semester. That means that you have to do the levels inside that quest, because you do level 1 and then level up to 2 and 3 and so on. They are mandatory. You have to get through them by the end of the semester, or at least as far through them as you possibly can by the end of the semester. Every semester also includes 1 bonus quest where you can earn some bonus credit on standards, or maybe some credit on standards that the other quests don't even cover. And those bonus quests are a little bit more fun, a little bit less English classy, and a little bit more you get to do something fun. Each one of the quests, as I mentioned, does come with different levels. Most of those levels are going to be mandatory. So to get to the end of the quest successfully, you have to do a certain number of levels. But there are also some bonus levels within each quest. So in the same way that there's a bonus quest every semester, there are going to be opportunities for you to earn bonus credit or extra credit in particular standards by completing bonus levels. Now, I know this all sounds kind of confusing, but I'm going to try to keep it as clear as I possibly can throughout all of these videos, throughout the entire Google Classroom experience. And in fact, I can show you right now. Here is quest number 1 in handy graphic form. As you can see, there are mandatory levels. Those are the ones going across the top. They have whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are also 2 optional levels, 1A and 2A. And here's what it's going to look like in the Google Classroom. At the top of each quest is an introduction with a link to some introductory videos. And then as you scroll down, you will see each additional level clearly labeled with all the stuff in it and a document for you that you will complete. There's some other stuff in the About section of the Google Classroom. Probably the most important is a spreadsheet where you can look at your progress. Every student is on this spreadsheet. If you look down at the bottom, you can switch back and forth between the different classes. And it's by ID number, so your friends are not necessarily going to know how far ahead or behind you are unless they know your ID number, which is weird. You really shouldn't share that information. But you can keep track of your progress over the course of the semester. When your parents come in for conferences, I'm going to show them this spreadsheet. I'm going to say, look, this is where the student should be, and this is where they are. So I really need to get on the ball. Or, you know, could be the other way around. They could be way ahead. And anyway, I'll get to that later. There's also some opportunities or some different information in there about how to contact me when you are not in my classroom. That includes my email. It includes this YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, which is about writing, of course, and my Twitter. By the way, that means we got to question number 4. The answer is D, writing. Because so much of this class is on the Google Classroom, you are going to get a Chromebook number, a single number that is applied or applicable only to you. You will use that number Chromebook. It's also going to be like your headphone number, your They Say I Say book number, some other stuff. But mostly it's your Chromebook number. When you come in and you're using a Chromebook, you are using that Chromebook only. If you find that your Chromebook is damaged or non-functional, you need to let me know right away, because then I can look and see who in the previous class was using that Chromebook, because they will all also have a Chromebook number. By the way, no food, no drink ever around the Chromebooks. Number one, the Chromebooks are more valuable than you are. So if you do break it, that's bad news. But also, nobody wants to use a Chromebook where the keyboard is all sticky from your stupid Cheeto fingers. And outside of the classroom, you also have access to the work, because you can put the Google Classroom app on your phone. You can use it anywhere where you have a device that accesses the internet, like at home or at the public library. You will always be working in class, but you also have the opportunity to work on things outside of class. Pretty much the only place where you can't, where I don't want you working on my class, is at the movie, because nobody likes the guy who's on his phone at the movie. That's just not cool. Also, question number 5, A, at the movie. But Bullock, you say, I hate writing online. I hate typing. That's fine. There's also paper copies of everything. Also, we are still Springboard for English 10. Even though everything is on the Google Classroom, we are still using the Springboard embedded assessments and that kind of stuff. You're going to have your own Springboard book that lives in your, well, I mean, this is my Springboard book, but you're going to have your own book that lives in your binder. And I'm going to talk more about binders in a separate video. But we are going to be working our way through the book. Level 5 for every quest, the last level, is basically the embedded assessments. We're going to do the first 3 embedded assessments from the book in the first semester. So in addition to the stuff that's on the Google Doc and the Google Classroom, there's also stuff that I'm going to be looking for in your Springboard book, where you're filling out answers to questions and graphic organizers that are located in the book. Plus, there's going to be some vocabulary and some other stuff that goes along with each one of these quests. And that stuff, on the paper stuff, all stays in your binder. And at the end of the quest, when you click turn in on the final level of that quest, you are also going to bring me your binder, because I will be checking your binder at the end of every quest. And yes, that means the answer to question number 6 is B, the end of every quest. Also, because so much of this class is one-on-one and at your speed, that means that you are going to have an opportunity to have writing conferences repeatedly throughout the semester, where you and I can sit down and talk about your writing. We're going to do one very quickly first couple weeks of school, or if you're coming later, within the first couple of weeks that you get here, where we can talk about your strengths and your weaknesses. What are some things that you want me to look out for? So the writing conferences are important, but conferencing with me is not the only option. I always encourage students to share their writing with others and get feedback from other students. And in fact, particularly if you are one of those students who's working ahead, see, I said I was going to come back to it, and you're particularly talented at particular aspects of writing, I may ask you, or you can volunteer to be a genius, like at the Genius Bar at the Apple Store, where you are going to set up as the genius, and the other students in the class can come to you for help with things that they are working on. And that means we just got the answer to question number 7, and the answer is D, you and your classmates are the geniuses. And occasionally, not every day, but occasionally you might want to get feedback from more than just one person in the classroom. And so we can actually hook your Chromebook up to the projector, the big screen in the classroom, and we can work through some things that you are doing well in your writing that maybe the other students need to see so that they can also do those things well, or we can work through a problem that you are having in your writing. You got to this point and you got stuck. What are some suggestions from your classmates to help? This is all part of a particular ethos that I'm trying to build in the classroom, where revision is just a normal thing, where you write a thing and then you go back and you look at it again and you say, oh, you know what, that thing can be better. Within MPS, we often use RRR, review, revise, redo. The cool thing about having all of your work on the classroom, it means that it's really easy to go back and review, revise, and redo. Once I've scored a level, you can take a look at my comments and my suggestions, and you can go back and revise it. And if you scored minimal on that level, you will have to do it again before you can go on to the next one. But regardless of your score, you are welcome to go ahead and make additions, subtractions, corrections, whatever it is that you need, and submit again. In fact, you can submit a level as many times as you want. And that's question 8D, as many times as you want. Hopefully you've got 8 points by now. We'll see how you're doing at the end. And a couple more real quick pieces of information in this video will be done. We are standards based here in MPS and at Bayview High School. What that means is that every single level comes with a rubric that is set up sort of like a checklist. These are the things that you need to have to score advanced or to score proficient, etc. Every level has an introductory video. Every quest has an introductory video. And in those videos, I show you what the rubric is and sort of talk you through what I'm looking for in that rubric. In addition, the rubric is page 2 of every single level document. So that you open it up, you see what the level is about, you can see the rubric before you get to any of the actual work on the inside. But that does also mean that since you have very clear directions, you can review, revise, redo as often as you want. You can consult me, you can consult your classmates. All of this, it means that we really need to be strict about deadlines. So MPS has a brand new policy which says that teachers are not obligated to accept work 3 weeks past the original due date. So I'm going to be strictly enforcing that rule because obviously I can't at the end of the semester grade 150 students levels for every single quest that all came in on the last day. So the answer for question number 9, by the way, is C. And I was looking at my answers because I haven't memorized all the questions. But C, 3 weeks. And finally, and this should go without saying, but every year I have to say it, we are going to follow the Red Cat Code of Conduct, the Bayview High School Red Cat Code of Conduct, which of course is ROAR. Each one of those words stands for something. So when you're in the classroom, you should be treating your classmates and me with respect. You should be organized, and using the Google Classroom will really help you with that. Also, using your binder, having the different sections. And again, that's another video, the binder setup. that should help you to be organized. You should be academic. You should be thinking about your grades. Review, revise, redo. You're going to submit this. I'm going to give you some feedback. You're going to resubmit. Try to get your grade as high as possible by the end of the semester. And then, of course, responsible. You have to understand that you've got a Chromebook that you need to take care of, that you have a binder that you need to take care of, that you have deadlines that you need to meet. And question number 10, the last question, respect is the first R in war. Anyway, if you got 10 out of 10, video high five. If you got less than 10, you are welcome to review, revise, redo. Go back to the beginning of this video and watch again.